All right, guys. So today we're going to be venturing back into a pair of clip-on open ear style earbuds. More specifically, we're going to be talking about the SoundPEATS Pop Clip 2 or UU2. I'm not really sure what to call these because it says Pop Clip 2 on the box, but everything that SoundPEATS sent me as far as like material and even the description in the Amazon page has these listed as UU2. Essentially what they are is, in typical SoundPEATS fashion, it is a budget pair of earbuds. It is a clip-on style, which again, we've kind of talked about this. This has become like the style that's become very popular this year. And the Pop Clip 2 is focusing on enhancing the bass even more. And that's been kind of important in this style of earbud because initially when they started coming out, there was no bass. Like it was just being able to hear the music at all. And that's kind of it. It wasn't really able to produce low end, and they've definitely kind of figured this out along the way. And so with this pair, it normally comes in at $49, but right now it's on sale, and they even sent me a coupon code for you guys to use on Amazon, which I'll have all of this linked in the description, where you can pick them up for only $35. So this is at the low end when it comes to costs. But again, this is kind of something we've experienced with SoundPEATS products in general. So the first thing is, let's go ahead and talk about the design of these. The case itself is very smooth. It's very small. It really doesn't pick up fingerprints as easily as I thought it would. It does charge with a USB-C cable, which is what they've included in the box. It is the only accessory for these because with them being open ear clip-on style, it doesn't have ear tips. The earbuds themselves, though, it's very simple. It's kind of a mixture of both matte and gloss, but they're super comfortable. They're very flexible. It's really easy to get a good fit with these. And the huge thing, in my opinion, is they use button controls. Because this style of earbud, you kind of find yourself reaching and trying to adjust and all that. And whenever you have a pair that has touch controls, you always kind of accidentally, pause your music or get it to skip forward or backwards or whatever. And luckily, having a physical button, you don't have to worry about that. Now, some of the features and what makes them stand out is it does have Bluetooth 6.0, so you do have multi-point connection. It is high-res wireless certified because it does support LDAC playback. Another huge feature is it even supports when you put it in the case, whichever way that you want to put them in. So let's say you take the right earbud out and put it on the left side, and vice versa, you take the left out and put it on the right. Whatever you put it in the case as, the next time you take it out, it will be the one that's on your left is your left, and the one that's on your right is your right. So it's just interchangeable. It just automatically does it on its own, and that is really convenient, especially if you just take them out, put them in, you don't even think about it. Another thing that's new is it even has a privacy mode within their app this time. And basically it causes these where they won't leak at all. So if you're like in a quiet environment, you're worried that people are going to be able to hear what you're listening to, just go in the app, turn on the privacy mode, and then it hones it in a little bit more just to go straight into your ear canal and just eliminate it from leaking any sound at all. Also within the app, it has spatial audio. It has a music spatial audio mode and a movie spatial audio mode. Again, you're going to hear this over and over again. I don't like it for music, but it is something that is decent for movies and gaming and TV shows and things like that. So it just adds some space, or in my opinion, I think it just adds a little bit of reverb. And again, it's just not beneficial for music. Also within the app, you have a Find My Earbuds feature. There's the dynamic EQ, which has become another thing that's very common nowadays with the earbuds, because this allows you to have low end even at lower volume. So it kind of keeps you from having to blast your earbuds just to get any kind of bass impact. So that's nice that that's in this pair. Now, if you are going to use these outdoors, they do come in with an IPX5 rating. So you are getting, some pretty decent protection against water, like splashes, rain, and sweat, and things like that. This is just not one of those that you would want to drop into water. And then as far as the battery life, on a single charge, you can get 10 hours on the earbuds and about 42 hours total using the case. Now, if you are going to use LDAC mode, you are going to drop your battery life probably down like in half. But if you do happen to pick these earbuds up and they are dead, it does have a fast charging feature where a quick 10-minute charge will get you 2 hours of use. And for you guys that do like to use your earbuds for taking phone calls, there are 4 microphones total on these, and they are using AI noise canceling to try to block out a lot of your surroundings and then just kind of focus in on your voice. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a quick test here. So here is a quick mic test outdoors using the Pro Clip 2s. I definitely hear an AC unit off to the side here. I can hear like
bugs and things like that. But this is just to give you an idea of what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound. Now these are using fairly large 12mm dynamic drivers, and the one thing that you can tell that they definitely wanted to pull out is bass. So I would really recommend leaving the dynamic EQ on, not only so that you can have the bass at lower volumes, but it definitely helps enhance the bass at higher volumes as well. And it even has like a slight vibration to it. There's a nice punch to these, so it gives you more impact whenever you're, gaming and you have explosions, or if you're listening to music, obviously the bass, or even with the hit of the drums, you're feeling it a little bit more. So you can tell that they're, focusing on pushing that up. But luckily, it doesn't come in and destroy the mids and the highs, because the mids definitely have a slightly forward approach to them. You'll never have any kind of issue hearing male or female vocalists. In fact, there is quite a bit of presence with the mids. So even electric guitars and acoustic guitars, it has a really nice tone to them. You can tell that they also wanted to bump up the treble. Now it never got to the point of being harsh. It doesn't have like that sibilant sound with S's or anything like that, but it is definitely bright enough that it's bringing out a lot of details. You can tell that because they were going to focus on the low end, they wanted to have a treble that was nice and brightened to try to kind of balance out with that. Now, this is definitely not going to be one of those neutral pairs. It's not meant to sound flat or anything like that. You can tell they wanted to dial everything up and have these have more of a dynamic sound to them. And then when you mix that with the sound stage and the sound imaging, they definitely make you feel like you're in a very large room. And this is without having to turn on the spatial audio or the spatial EQ. So, I never had an issue with being able to tell where different sounds were coming from. But obviously having the spatial audio, if you want it to sound even more open, again, you have that option. I just don't really recommend using that. So my overall opinion is this: if you're not looking to spend like a lot of money and you want a lot of bang for your buck, which I've kind of realized the people that follow me on this channel and the people that watch my videos are looking for that. The lesser known brands just fly under the radar, and usually they have something that's just as good. But in this case, you're not paying for the name. You're paying for the product itself. And I feel like the Pop Clip2 delivers in all the important areas. I mean, having the battery life is going to get you through a full workday, so you don't have to worry about charging these in the middle of the day. I love the physical button, so you don't have to worry about accidental touches. And having LDAC and the sound quality that you're getting in these, especially with the bass, the way that they're trying to make it a little bit more prominent, this is getting closer to replacing regular pairs of true wireless earbuds. The sound is just getting so much better. The impact of bass without destroying everything else. It's just a well-rounded product, and I think they cut corners in the right places. So obviously there's no wireless charging, there's no smart sensors, so you kind of have to take the good with the bad. And if those kind of features aren't important to you, being able to get a pair like this for $35 just becomes a hell of a deal. Even at the $50 price, I can highly recommend these. But guys, that wraps up my video on the SoundPEATS Pop Clip 2 or UU2. Don't really know what they want these to go by. But thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.